10 most famous statues in the world. Statues have been created via man because the prehistory for all styles of reasons and in all sizes. One of the first statues, a 29.6 centimeters, 11.7 inches, excessive sculpture called the Lion Man, turned into created almost 32,000 years ago. The original 7 wonders of the world protected statues, the Colossus of Rhodes and the Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Today, statues have been erected all over the globe representing the whole lot from non-secular deities, historical occasions, and influential humans. The well-known statues in our list were all supposed to stand outside to stand the elements, though a few were moved to a museum considering the fact that their advent. 10. Little Mermaid. The statue of the Little Mermaid sits on a rock in the Copenhagen harbor at Langelinie in Denmark. Tourists journeying for the primary time are frequently amazed by way of the distinctly small length of the statue. The Little Mermaid statue is simplest 1.25 meters high and weighs around 175. Designed by way of Edvard Eriksson, the statue was erected in 1913 to commemorate a play of The Little Mermaid. The terrible female has misplaced her head numerous instances, however, has each time been restored. Copenhagen officers announced that the statue may be moved similarly out within the harbor, as to keep away from further vandalism and to save you vacationers from hiking onto it. 9. Lions of Delos. Located near Mykonos, the island of Delos is one of the maximum important mythological, historical, and archaeological websites in Greece. Delos had a role as a holy sanctuary for a millennium before Olympian Greek mythology made it the birthplace of Apollo and Artemis. The Terrace of the Lions changed into dedicated to Apollo by means of the human beings of Naxos rapidly earlier than 600 BC and had at first 9 to 12 marble father or mother lions alongside the sacred way. Only 5 lions survived and from 3 lions fragments exists. The weather-battered originals have been moved to the Archaeological Museum of Delos in 1999. 8. Mother Russia statue. The Mother Russia statue, also called Motherland Calls, is a well-known statue in Mamayev Kurgan in Volgograd, Russia, commemorating the Battle of Stalingrad. When the memorial became committed in 1967, it became the tallest sculpture within the world, measuring 85 meters, 279 feet, from the tip of its sword to the pinnacle of the plinth. The discern itself measures 52 meters, 170 feet, and the sword 33 meters, 108 toes. 200 steps, symbolizing the 200 days of the Battle of Stalingrad, lead from the bottom of the hill to the monument. The statue is currently leaning due to groundwater stage modifications causing motion of the rules. Said. Olmec heads. The Olmec were an historical pre-Columbian civilization dwelling in the tropical lowlands of South Vital Mexico, in what are more or less the present-day states of Veracruz and Tabasco. The Olmec civilization flourished roughly from 1400 BC to about 400 BC. The most identified factor of the Olmec civilization are the considerable helmeted heads. The heads are ideated to be portraits of rulers, possibly dressed as ball players. No heads are alike, and the helmet-like headdresses are embellished with distinctive factors. There were 17 significant heads unearthed thus far. The heads range in length from the Rancho La Cobata head at 3.4 high to the pair at Tres Zapotes at 1.47 meters. 6. Mount Nemrut. Nemrut is a 2,134 meter, 7,001 feet, high mountain in southeastern Turkey, near the town of Adiyaman. In 62 BC, King Antiochus I Theos of Commagene constructed on the mountain top a tomb sanctuary flanked through large statues, 8-9 meters / 26 to 30 feet high, of himself, 2 lions, 2 eagles, and diverse Greek and Persian gods. Since their erection, the heads have toppled from the bodies and lay scattered during the webpage. The summit of Mount Nemrut offers an amazing view of the surrounding mountains. The foremost enchantment is to observe the dawn from the Japanese terrace, which give the bodiless heads a stunning orange hue and adds to the feel of the thriller of the location. 5. David's statue. David is a masterpiece of Renaissance sculpture, sculpted by using Michelangelo from 1501 to 1504. The 517-meter, 17 feet, marble statue portrays the biblical King David within the nude. Unlike preceding depictions of David, which painting the hero after his victory over Goliath, Michelangelo selected to represent David before the combat, considering the war but to return. To defend it from damage, the famous statue changed into moved in 1873 to the Accademia Gallery in Florence in Italy, wherein it draws many visitors. A replica turned into located inside the Piazza della Signoria, at the authentic location. 4. Great Sphinx. Located at the Giza Plateau close to Cairo in Egypt, the Great Sphinx is one in all the most important and oldest statues in the global, however primary information approximately it, including who turned into the model for the face, when it became built, and by using whom, are nevertheless debated. It is the most important monolith statue inside the world, although it is significantly smaller than the pyramids around it. Despite conflicting evidence and viewpoints over the years, the conventional view held by way of modern Egyptologists at massive stays that the Great Sphinx become built in approximately 2500 BC by way of the pharaoh Khafre, the supposed builder of the second pyramid at Giza. 3. Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty, a gift from the people of France to rejoice the centennial of the signing of America's Declaration of Independence, stands upon Liberty Island and is one of the most well-known symbols in the international. It represents a girl carrying a stola, a radiant crown and sandals, trampling a damaged chain, carrying a torch in her raised right hand and a tabula ansata tablet. The production of the statue became completed in France in July 1884 and arrived in New York the following 12 months. From 1886 till the Jet Age, it was often one of the first glimpses of the U.S. for tens of millions of immigrants. 2. Christ the Redeemer. Christ the Redeemer is a statue of Jesus Christ in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Located at the peak of the 700 meters, 2,300 toes, Corcovado Mountain, it offers a sweeping panorama from the interior of Guanabara Bay to the north to Lagoa Rodrigo de Freitas to the south. The statue stands 39.6 meters, 130 feet, tall, including its 5 meters, 31 toes, pedestal, and 30 meters, 98 toes, huge. It is one of the tallest of its type within the international, even though the statue of Cristo de la Concordia in Bolivia is slightly taller. A symbol of Christianity, the well-known statue has become an icon of Rio and Brazil. 1. Moa. The global famous moai are monolithic statues positioned on Easter Island, one of the most isolated islands on Earth. The famous statues have been carved by way of the Polynesian colonizers of the island, by and large among circa 1250 AD and 1500 AD. In addition to representing deceased ancestors, the moai might also have been seen because the embodiment of powerful residing or former chiefs. The tallest moai erected, referred to as paro, was nearly 10 meters, 33 feet, excessive, and weighed 75 tons. The heaviest erected became a shorter but squatter moai weighing 86 heaps, and one unfinished sculpture, if finished, would have been about 21 meters, 69 ft, tall with a weight of approximately 270 lots. The statues had been until standing whilst Europeans first visited the island, but maximum could be solid down during later conflicts among clans. Today, about 50 moa were re-erected on Easter Island or museums somewhere else.